Morning, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Sky Farms, and welcome back to AgroForests. We're up to episode 8 this morning, and welcome to all of the new subscribers that have found the channel. We are one shy away from 150. That's right, we are at 149 subscribers as of right now. Although as of release, that might change. But anyway, thanks y'all, I really appreciate it. So we're with our little Kubota down at the new sawmill. I managed to get that installed and set up. And we've got to get the wood put in here at some point. We've got to get this box from here to Germany. Got to get these logs sorted out and get us a system for working with this thing. Unfortunately, this rig does not have a winch on it. I wanted to trade in the Kubota for this one here, the Mahindra, just because it looked kind of badass, I guess. But there's no option for a winch on this one either. The John Deere, it does have a winch on the front. I haven't actually tested this one to make sure it works, but I'm assuming it does. It looks like this one, I think this one is just a port over from the Farm Sim 22 Platinum expansion one. But it's 10 grand more expensive than the Mahindra. And, you know, there's that John Deere tax for you. In my opinion, this one doesn't look as good, but we'll see. Maybe we'll trade in on it. But that's going to be a couple of days away from here yet. What we've got to do, we've got to get our little rig started up here. And get going on this field. Last time we were here, we got the sunflowers off of here, which is great. They're currently sitting up at the main barn in one of the wagons, waiting for me to figure out the bin situation. So what we're going to do, this is going to be a different episode. We are going to set up course play to knock down these sunflowers and all the stubble and stuff. And we're going to go off and do something different. So let's just do this quickly. We are going to make it. We're going to go say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headlands because we've only got a 3-meter attachment on the back. 18 meters ought to be enough. Start work on headland. Yeah, it doesn't matter. In this case, we're going to have to come back and plant it later. Up, down. This is all good. Okay. Generate fieldwork course. Okay. And we're going to start the job. We're moving. And off we go. Okay, we can turn all that off for now. Where we're going, well, this is going to be kind of a 2-ish parter that are definitely related. We're going down, if you've been on Silver Run, to where the lighthouse was. And I've been meaning to show you this for a while because it's kind of a cool thing, but there's just been so much work to do at the farm. That being said, we are also up against it today, because we got that corn harvest coming up. But we're going down here, right to the very end, and you'll see that there's some stuff going on that's different. You can see down here we've got what looks like a dredge set up. And if we want, we can just park here for a sec. Can we go out on here? Okay. I'm not planning on going in the water. But that's a nice detail. We can, oh wow. Okay, that's really cool. So presumably this is the dredge that's dredging out the canal to allow for those ships. And to be honest, I haven't really toured around here. Can we get in? Have to do a crouch. I don't think there's anything up here, but I am willing to be surprised. Although be on the lookout for collectibles. There are collectibles on this map, and we haven't found one in a while. And I probably walked right by one without even looking at it. Will this open? No. Oh, there used to be one. I thought there was one over by the lighthouse. Let's have a look for that. They did a really good job on this. Up, can we get up that rock? Yeah. Oh, is that one? We have to get right up on top of it. Okay, $50,000. I'll take that. It's 17 more to go. You can tell I'm not the best at collecting the collectibles. Mostly because we've been stuck on the farm for far too long. Haven't had a chance to go out and look at the rest of the map. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. So down here, you'll see we've got a heap spawner. I guess, yeah, it's a heap spawner. And what does the heap spawner do? It spawns a heap of sand that we can actually interact with and pick up and take to places. Same thing with this here. This is just a pile of sand, but we can come here with our front loader, pick it up, and load it into a trailer. Why do we want to do that? Well, there's a couple of places to sell sand on this map. But I'm going to, before we get into that, I'm going to show you this. So you may have noticed when you're tabbing around, at some point you tab and you end up in this thing. And you're like, what the hell? Why am I on a boat? Let's tab into the boat. Because there's no easy way to hop into it from here, I don't think. We're in the boat. And you'll see as we're parked here on our F1 menu, we have the option to start filling it. We'll start filling it with sand. So buying station, sand. We're going to fill our boat up with sand. It'll take about $12,000 worth of sand. Okay, there's a cabin view. Unfortunately, you can't move in here. You can't get out and walk around. You have to be content with the camera views. So, put it in reverse, and we're going to drag our thing of sand. This took me a little while to figure out, like, what the hell? Why am I doing this? What's this for? Because the first thing I did is I took off up the river, and there's a factory up there that has boat access, but I haven't figured that out yet. When I do, we'll get there. But what this does, we take our $12,000 worth of sand, and we can turn cruise control on. I haven't figured out how to automate it yet with course play, or auto drive. I'm not sure it'll actually work. It should, but I'm not sure. Try not to hit that. There is a limit to how much you can go out into the channel. It'll bump up against the wall and, stuff. That's not surprising. But we're going to come down here to the port. And yes, I realize I'm probably driving this thing backwards, but, you know, I am not a ship captain. I'm not even a farmer. I'm just a video gamer. You can see we've got this bunch of little boats here, and there's a space in between that big boat, the stair muesli, and the dock. And once we get in there, you can just see it now. There's a couple of triggers. Specifically, let's bring our HUD back up. Dump sand. So let's dump some sand. So you remember we paid $12,000 for this sand, roughly. Let's see what we get out of it. We're selling, we're selling. So what this is up here, I haven't tested it, but to me that looks like a wood sell point up there on the dock. And we'll drag a tree down here and see what it does. So the disclaimer is, it's slow. It's slow to move. It hauls a lot though. And if you're in need of some quick cash to do a building project, you could console command yourself some money, or you could easy dev control it, or you could haul some sand around. We're still unloading. So $22,000. So we profited about 10 grand on that one. And it looks like we've got to get out there with the soil probe and do stuff. So let's back up. And then I'm going to go and we're going to show you the next thing. Now, just as a note, if you wanted to, you could set up a set of conveyor belts down at the spawner and down here at the unload to, you know, if you hit one down, set up a set down here at the unload so that you're over the trigger with it, you should be able to just dump a trailer into that trigger. Or if you're really, really good with backing up and get set up right over the edge of the dock, then you can back a trailer up and tippo right over the edge of the dock. And you can do it that way too. You can dry land it. However you want to do it. I think this is more efficient, but that's just me. Okay. Our little international is driving along here, grinding away at what needs to be ground away. It's looking pretty good. Admittedly, should probably think about picking up a bigger mulcher, but you know, good enough for now. Let's head over to the vehicle shop. I guess the next big project is to get our soil sampling done. And maybe grind in a trail going this way. Plant some trees. Actually, turn this into a proper side road. That would be kind of cool. Oh, how are these doing, by the way? Not a lot of time has passed since we last checked on them. 36%. So lots of real time has passed since the last time we were here, but not a lot of game time. And there's that one patch still kind of dry, or still kind of wet. We'll give it another day before we start baling this up. But we are here as loyal customers again. let's see what we got. We need something that we can play in the dirt with. I'm sort of thinking a wheel loader, front loader or wheel. Let's take a, oh, we have this. Okay, that might be fun. I'm not going to buy it, obviously. Let's see what we got for wheel loader tools. First of all the usual suspects. You know, I don't think I've played with the Volvo that much. Maybe on Mason County. Okay, well, let's just grab this. Let's grab the L180H. That's the big one, isn't it? Rent this. Yes. And then L180H. Yeah, that is the big one. Okay. Safety frame. No. Beacon light. Okay. Safety beacon. No. Okay. How much is this going to cost me to lease? That's not outrageous. And it is starting to get dark. We're getting on late in the day here. Let's take a moment to admire this thing. This thing not a full automatic? I guess not. Yeah, that backup beeper, that's mildly annoying. And I suppose I should have gone and gotten a John Deere mod, blah, 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 whatever. So we're going to take off. I will spare you the drive. But where we're going up is up here in the very top left corner of the map, or farmland number 1. We could buy this. This is kind of the quarry-ish area. So it's way, way up here. The iron mine's here. We should do something about that, but we'll get there. First, we're going to go up here and I'll give you a little tour around here. Okay, so for context, we are here. We just turned off of this highway. It's behind us, and we're going to go up this road here. And while we're doing this, while we're messing around with this, our little tractor is happily grinding away at the grinding. And this is a rather steep grade. So if you're planning on hauling anything up here, make sure that you got some horsepower. This actually on Silver Run used to be one of my favorite haunts to do deadwood contracts. Okay, so there's one pile there. See, this is actually a pile. And this one is rock. Okay. And take that 5,000 liter bucket full of rock and we're going to take it up here because there's a place up here that we can ditch this. And we, even with the size of this machine, are fighting to get up this hill. I mean, granted, in real life, wheel loaders don't move all that fast, but and I suppose we should have our beacons on. Okay, so that one on the right, if I remember correctly, that was sand. There we go. That takes some rock. And that was about 5 grand. Here, we'll do it one more time because there's a, well, we kind of want to pay for the thing. But there's another pile of rock right here. So if you want to come up here with the loader and make yourselves a pile of money, the filthy, filthy lucre, as they say, this is the place to do it. Another $5,000. And then up top here, this one is gravel. Soil. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, I haven't figured out what to do with this just yet, but we're going to just dump our bucket back in the pile here. This actually might be fun to play with additional fill types and the compost manufacturing. You know, you could do your own version of Piper's Perfect Soils. See if anybody knows that reference. But anyway, down here, where's that pile? I think it's right here. This one here is sand, sand, and if you're just doing this as a money-making thing, then you can kind of mess around, find out where all the triggers are. See, full bucket of sand only gets you $780. So if you want to do sand, do the big bulk one. I see that our tractor should be refueled. I never thought to check that before we started out. There's our main office up there, and this is what? Dirt. Okay, so sand, dirt, and gravel. All right. And we're back. It's the next morning, and we're heading out. Our tractor's been refueled and washed, and it's out there grinding away at the sunflower stalks. And I returned that loader because we're not using it right now. But we're right up against this again. And, oh, actually, how are we doing up here? Oh, we've got some stuff to do here as well. We have too many projects on the go, and we're starting to spin out of control. So we need to wrap some stuff up, or at least the sand hauling gig. That's pretty much an infinite money glitch, but I mean but it's not, because you're actually doing work to get it done. So it's not an infinite money glitch. Let's see what's in the bulk tech here and figure out what, if anything. The bulk tech has 25 liters of wheat in it. Can we dump that into the chickens to make room for pig food in here? Chickens. Yes, I can lose that 25 liters in there. Okay, so what else we have on the go? The limousine, they're 20 months. I think I'm going to sell them at 24, although we've got some that are breeding. So let's see what that does. Pigs are mostly happy, but we are out of base food and protein food. But their health is holding up, and it looks like they're breeding. Horses could do with some oats. And our cows, they're not quite there yet, but we're still running on hay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make room in that bulk tech. By driving forwards. Also, do I have any straw in stock? take that 25 liters of wheat. Thank you very much. And I think I'm going to invest in some actual animal food bins. There we go. That lost that wheat. So that means that we can shuffle around our conveyors and empty out the gravity wagon. And check on this. Yes, we have 5,000 liters of straw. Okay, let's go do that while we're in this vehicle. So what I found out was that our straw thingy there, it converts bales back into straw, what's it called? Straw windrow? So that means I can load up the Kubota and sort of manually come down here and keep this process going. There we go. Without having to buy a straw blower. So that's kind of a handy trick. The other thing I suppose we could do is cut open bales and drop it in there with straw forks. Oh, so much to do here. We got another job of getting another set of greenhouses going. Oh, we got to haul the greenhouses too. Oh my God. And we want to buy a quarry too. You know, just for funsies, I'm going to roll up beside this and see if it'll let me load out of it. It won't, because there's no tractor attached to it. But it was a worthy experiment. Okay, let's see. And then we hook onto the gravity wagons with the truck. And I thought we did have the big auger is set up. Okay. Drop that trailer. I'm up here doing this because I just don't want to deal with that tractor. And I'm sure you don't want me to either. Okay, now I may live to regret that. I wonder if we should buy another tractor. Maybe that's a good call. Doesn't have to be a loader tractor. Okay, and we're just gonna set that there and not deal with it at the moment. I'll look after that off camera. You've seen me empty into an auger before. So what we're going to attempt to do is we're going to attempt to put this over this. So far, so good. Wow, okay. It normally doesn't work out quite that well. Okay, gravity wagon's empty. All right, so we'll just haul that right out of the way. And this is one that we can use for the upcoming corn harvest. So even if we leave that other one as full, it'll be fine. Maybe we should look at a bigger tractor. We do have a little bit of cash. All right. We've got some sunflowers. I don't think I've got 430 liters worth of room. But we'll put in as much as we can, and what we can't, we'll dump it back into a bin or something. Or maybe I just bite the bullet and buy another bin for pig food. Yeah, let's do that. And sell off. No, we'll keep the bin. We've already built it, so let's keep it. Now, what's the probability that I drive into the wall? What's the probability that I hit the right one right off the bat? I bet you I'm going to hit sheep here. That doesn't sound like sheep. Cool. I got the right one. Okay, it took most of it. And that puts us, yeah, that puts us a little bit better. So we need base food next. And that'll be where the corn comes in. So right now we're at about 45% productivity. Once we get that corn in, we'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape. Just need them to eat down some of this grain and the root crops. Hello, sheep. All right. I think this is going to be it for this episode. We got a lot done. I showed you the stuff that I wanted to show you. We found a collectible. Ouch. I showed you a collectible, or I found a collectible. I showed you the sand moving stuff. Next episode, I have a feeling that we're going to be big into the corn harvest. So I'm going to take this opportunity right here to say thank you very much and welcome again to our new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I think it's kind of cool. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. If you really like what we're doing, think about subscribing. Check out our friends over at Otter Plays for some high quality Minecraft content. Fractured is starting off rather nicely. But we'll catch you again. Take care of yourselves, y'all.
He promised we would find the time.